know, it's growing on me.
Ever letting me finish. It's so hard.
Always talking.
Please let me
You're
finish.
always talking. Literally, whenever I speak, you don't listen to me.
You're literally just projecting right now.
Hi there, season's greetings. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. It's your girl Valerie again. So, in this episode, I'll be reviewing. It's just a continuation because I think I reviewed episode 1 of Love Without Borders, and then I got carried away with Too Hot to Handle, and I'm just coming back to Love Without Borders. Okay, I'll just try and review the last 3 episodes, and sorry, the last 4 episodes. That's episode 2 to episode 5. With and just give my opinion on the couples. I was very skeptical when I watched the show. Really, I was just very skeptical, just because it's coming from the same people that gave us Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. And I was worried that we were going to have the sort of same mess that they'd made of those shows. And sadly, it seems like this is where this show is going already. Um, because the pairings, yes, I know there's only one expert, but the pairings, the way they're behaving and whatever else, I don't get it. So I'll just review the couples and we'll see we go. With Donna and Brian, for me, I was a bit nervous the very first night when they both jumped into the same bed and Brian jumped in his boxes. And then we saw obviously she had jet lag. We'll give her that. Dana the first day wouldn't wake up until gone lunch, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And Brian runs a farm. He was a very busy man, so you know that sort of thing could put someone off. But I think because he was so physically attracted to her, Brian put up with a lot of stuff that he normally wouldn't. And it was surprising in episode 5 that they went on these dates, they seemed to be getting along, they went out for a meal, and then once they were at the meal, Donna revealed that she was 38. And I think the bottom fell for Brian because he says he's planning on dating someone for 2 years, and then they will then, probably get married and start having a family. So if she's 38 now, by the time they decide to have a family, she'll be 40, 41, and he doesn't see how that's going to work out. And then he sort of started making out that there's no attraction, and it's like, if there was no attraction, why were you cuddling her on the very first night in your boxers? And now suddenly you are finding fault with her. I think a lot of red flags are coming up for him. I think for her it's the security, knowing that he's someone who works very hard, he's got, a stable income. That might have been something that attracted her to him. I don't know whether it's his physical appearance. This is just an assumption from me. Although when she went to the farm, yeah, I would freak out. I hate live animals. I don't care what it is, a chicken, a squirrel, whatever. Not that I hate, but I'm just uncomfortable because I don't know what they're thinking, and so I don't like that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Brian and Donna, I don't have high hopes for them. I don't have high hopes. I am worried that they're just going to be. They're just one of those dramatic couples that are just there just for, because I thought it was too good to be true when they started off the very first night, the first time they met. I thought it was too good to be true, and I guess I was right because here we are, things are falling apart. And then we go to Ghana, and Phil and Carmen for me were another couple that I was a bit skeptical. I don't think she lives there. I remember she was saying she's sort of mixed heritage, and so she had recently moved to Ghana, and Carmen had recently moved to Ghana, and she had been matched with Phil, and they were trying to make it work. And for me, it appeared more like she went to Ghana to be on the show than anything else. And I don't know whether this is her home or whether this is something that they've leased out for them to just film. They, I, there are so many beautiful girls in Ghana. I don't know why they needed to import someone to bring her to Ghana just for them to then bring Phil to Ghana. And I think they are going to be the dramatic couple because then, they went roller skating. They seem to be having a great time. They seem to be getting along. I know Brian, brought up he brings his wives everywhere he goes. He's a germaphobe. He's this, that, and the other. And I was just like, at times you need to visit places and actually see things for yourself. Don't believe the hype and don't go by what you hear from other people, but actually go to places and see what is happening there before you start making assumptions of an area. And so then it's revealed that Phil sort of refused to told Carmen that he didn't have any social media. She then went looking and found out that, he has an Instagram account where he's busy dancing. He calls it entertaining. She didn't like the fact that she could see, he's Brian in the video. And so they fell apart because of that. They started screaming and shouting. He stormed off. She then stormed off. And it's just why we don't really need this. I know they did apologize to one another. They did make up. Phil sort of made it seem like he didn't want her to know who his family was, and it's like, in this day of Google, you can Google anything. You can search for anyone on the internet and find out who they are, who their family is, who their pets are, and blah 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 blah. So I don't get why he was making such a big deal about that. And then and Miel. For me, sorry, I don't know whether I pronounced that. I think they're a great couple. I think there has been a lot of patience extended both ways. And I think if they're not careful, he could lose a very good partner, because I know he's very, judgy, like, oh, when he got there, he said the apartment was too small, this, that, and the other. He had a lot of complaints. And I think Meryl has actually been very patient and very understanding. He's been very caring towards Aaron. So I don't get why Aaron is struggling a lot like this. I know they've tried to go out and sort of mix out. They've gone on dates. Mayoral appreciated the fact that, Aaron bought him some flowers. He said that was the first time. And so I think, if I were to choose of all the couples, I think they have the potential to work if Aaron can get out of his own head and sort of focus on the relationship in front of him. I think they can work. I know he had a conversation with the expert who was trying to sort of help him sort of get out of his own head and try and focus and work on what is in front of him, which is Muriel. Obviously he was saying, he's trying to hold back the physical affection just because things might not work, which makes sense. He wants to get to know the person. This is a stranger. He's never met him before. He's in a foreign land. He doesn't want to become intimate and then things fall apart and he has nowhere to go. So I get that. I understand that. I just see that because of Miel, I don't know how you pronounce his name, his calmness and his patience, I think there is a possibility that can work if Aaron is just willing to do the work. Whereas with some of the other couples, you can see the red flags. With Muriel, I don't know what these red flags are. I haven't caught any in the last sort of 3 episodes. So I have high hopes for them, and I really hope they work, because I know they went on their date, they enjoyed themselves. I know they seem to enjoy each other's company, and Miral is trying to do a lot of activities with Aaron to sort of make him feel comfortable, because I think he knows that he's uncomfortable and he can see that he's uncomfortable and he can see that he's trying his best. So I hope all works out for them. And Chandra, I don't get them. I don't get that much. At first, I thought, I know his mom was very anxious about him being matched with someone. And he seemed to be very set on looks. And it's like, why are people so focused on looks? There's more to someone than just their physical appearance. And if people continue to focus on physical appearances, this is why he's traveling out of his own country to look for someone, because he's so focused on that, he can't find himself a partner. And I don't know why. This is why I said these producers, kinetic, whoever they're casting teenies, they keep bringing the same character, just dressed in a different outfit. You can pick from Married at First Sight who is similar to this person. You can pick from Love Is Blind who is similar to that person, and it's just like, why? Why? So they, on their first meeting, Naim is very impressed that Chandra looks amazing. Obviously he's worried about the bed. He says the bed is too small. And it's like, that should be the list of your worries. Your mother was not supportive of this. Try and get to know the ladies, see if it will work. That way, you're able to comfort your mom, because at the moment she's still very anxious and not in agreement with this coupling. Uh, Naeem obviously likes to make a lot of jokes, and this, I think, with time sort of took great on Chandra's nerves, because initially she was laughing, but I think it became a bit too much for her. They then have this conversation where Naim is invited to Chandra's family's Thanksgiving dinner. And I think because he wouldn't take things seriously, and they kept being pushy. I want you to do this. And it's like, it's totally different to Aaron and Miel, the way that Chandra and Naim are behaving. Because Naim is too much in your face, and this is why they're struggling. Um, And then Chandra decides to uninvite Naeem. He doesn't take that very lightly, and it's like he then goes to a bar and has this conversation with this man, and you say to yourself, there's cameras around you, can you not see the cameras? Why are you talking about other ladies when you said you're coming here to get to know Chandra and you're trying to build a connection with her? Why focus on everybody else around you? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. Guess on my man Shairan. I said this before that I think this guy did this more for publicity because he's a very good looking young man. I don't know why he had to go on such a show. I don't know whether he wanted, the international crossover, so he needed exposure, or I really don't get it. And Sharon Garland, you can tell why she's single. You can tell why she's single, this young lady. I know she's saying, "Oh, I like my independence and stuff." And it's like you go to someone's house, you're told, "Please don't touch the dishes. The servers will do that." Respect them and leave it. You're being told you're offending the host. You still, "Oh no, don't tell me what to do." And it's like she's too uptight. She's too uptight, and this is why she's single. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be judgy. I think this is why she's single because she, they had that argument about the place. Initially, she didn't like being living in the same house with his family, which I get. Which I get. It should have been a bit too much because there's no space for them to have conversations or do anything. So I get them wanting to move out. They then move out and they go. He takes her to a party. This is how she behaves. She starts clearing away, and everybody's asking, why is she doing that? That is offensive. Respect somebody's culture. Yes, you have your own values and your own beliefs and ideas. Do that in your own home. When you get to somebody else's home, respect their home and do as they want you to do. And when you finish, you go home, you do whatever you want to do. I didn't get that. I understand she's independent, she lives alone, she wanted to do that, but still, there's a time and there's a place for everything. They then once they moved home, she just went straight off to a bed. I think she's someone she's going to struggle. I don't see that pairing working. She's going to struggle, irregardless of whoever she matches up with, because she's going to have to lose. She's going to have to give up control, and I don't see her giving up control. She reminds me of Stasia from Married at First Sight this past season, and I don't know why she was actually cast on this show, unless she was the only candidate available for them to cast with this handsome, good-looking guy in Dubai. I don't get why she's there. They then went on a double date with the friends, and things fell apart from there. The friends were trying to understand what's going on. I think the friends are very westernized, so they were trying to sort of have a conversation to find out what's going on. Is there a connection? Have you two been intimate? I think this is why they thought they'd moved out to their own place. But I think it was surprising for them to be told that no, the reason why we moved out is because Garlin wasn't comfortable, and so she needed her own space, and this is why we moved out. I don't get them as a couple. I don't know. I don't know. It was very uncomfortable to watch. I think of all the seasons, of all the couples, sorry, Aaron and Miral, I think are the only couple that I see potential in. Everybody else is just there for entertainment. It's just there for entertainment and nothing else. Because I know the people that have left America to go overseas for their partners do have an expert dealing with them, but I don't understand what's happening to everybody else. Who is speaking to them and who is providing them support? This show is just a bit. It looks like 90 Day Fiance, but done by a different production company in a way that is very sort of toxic, in my opinion. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. See you next time. I will try and review the next episode on time. Thank you, everyone. Bye.